It's Tuesday, June 6th. My name's Juan Brown. You're watching the Blanco Lirio channel. We often on this channel cover large flood control projects and dam structures here in California, but today we're going overseas to Ukraine, where the Nova Kakhovka Dam was intentionally breached last night, causing major flooding downstream and a draining of the Dnipro River upstream of the dam. Here's what we know so far. The Kakhovka Dam is located right here in southern Ukraine on the Dnipro River. Dnipro River comes all the way out of Kiev. And this dam is located right in here. Behind this dam is enough water stored to be about the equivalent, according to media reports, of the Great Salt Lake in Utah. And of concern is the nuclear power plant located right up here in Zaporizhzhia, a nuclear power plant that has been in a cold shutdown for some time. Associated with the dam is the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant, 350 megawatts, which consists of 6 turbines located in this structure here. And it looks like this turbine housing was blown up, and there was additional dam failures just beyond the turbines right over in here. If we jump down on the ground and take a look, spin around here and look back, there's the blue dots we can see on the structure of the building in the video of the damaged or blown up dam. This section of the dam has failed. And if we go back over here, go all the way back over here to the left bank of the dam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turbine housings located right below here. And somewhere right around here, maybe number 3 or 4, or 4 or 5 turbine housing appears to have been blown up. The dam has been under Russian military control since about March of 2022. Here's what Ukraine looked like before the Russian invasion. This was the separatist region. And then Russia's rapid advance in March of 2022. And then back in October of 2022, a lot of that ground has been regained by Ukraine. And this is what the situation currently looks like here. So that puts the Russian forces right on the left bank of the river, or the south and east side of the Dnipro River, and Ukrainian forces on the right bank, or the northwest side of the river. Here's a more current view of the map from News Live, 6 June, showing Russian forces here and Ukrainian forces on this side of the river here, with the dam being located right down here. As we all know, the truth is the first casualty in war, but it looks like that the reservoir fluctuates seasonally, just like any reservoir. It fills up during the spring with the snow melt runoff, But it looks like back in November and October, under Russian control, the water level was dropped to its lowest level in years. And then, following this winter, the water level was allowed to rise to the point to where it looks like it may very well have been close to overtopping the dam here at 17.5 meters above sea level. So when this breach occurred, the water level is at the highest it's been in years. So this is causing massive flooding and evacuations downstream from the dam, adding to the misery in the Kherson region, but it appears to also be impacting the Russian-held side of the river even more so than on the Ukrainian-held side of the river. Also of concern is the nuclear power plant. If the dam is located right here, you go upstream right up to about here is where the nuclear power plant is located, and it is cooled using this cooling pond reservoir of water right here. But this power plant has been in a cold shutdown for several months now. The nuclear power plant has been in control by Russian forces since March of 2022, and they put the power plant in a cold shutdown in September of 2022. So in this state, it takes considerably less cooling water to keep the plant safe. So what operators are doing is they're pumping as much water as they can out of the main body of water as it's going down rapidly into the cooling pond. They claim they also have additional sources of water to fill this cooling pond, and they only need 1 or 2 diesel generators to power the pumps to keep the water flowing through the cold shutdown state power plant. A quick review of nuclear power and a cold shutdown. This nuclear power plant, like many, is just a steam generator. It's just generating enough heat to run steam across the turbines to create electricity. Inside the light water reactors, a vessel surrounded by water that's continually flowing through it, are the fuel rods or fuel assemblies located down here, and up above here are the control rods. So you meter the nuclear reaction by using the control rods. So in a cold shutdown, you simply lower the control rods down into the fuel assemblies, and that stops the reaction. And that's the state that the power plant is in currently. And from a pilot's perspective, of course, these control rods, they can be like an emergency gear extension in an airplane in an emergency situation. Just cut loose, cut the magnetic switch off, and just drop right down in there like an emergency gear on landing gear on an airplane. There's an excellent briefing here by the IAEA outlining the risks and low probability of this creating a problem for the power plant at this time. So as Ukrainian forces continue to push Russian forces back in their offensive, Russia makes life miserable for everybody in the region, regardless of who is occupying the region, with a lack of power, electricity, water, and the untold effects on agriculture on the region. Thanks so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. See you here.